Waiting for the DLC for Harley Quinn's Revenge to pop up on PlayStation Network, but it's taking a sweet, slow time getting here. And I have nothing planned really. I start summer one semester at my college before I transfer to university next week, and I just kind of want to chill the hell out, you know? And I don't really have much planned today, so this video is just like another one of those Dark Knight of Steel collection things, but I thought I'd go more in depth. And I showed you my comics last time with the videos, but I want to show you my collection of graphic novels and my review and thoughts about them, so here we go. First off, I kind of like comics in general, but it really started with me as a Batman fan, because my brother one day decided it was too much to watch Barney, so he put on Tim Burton's 1989 Batman for me, and that's how I got introduced to Batman. And then Fox Kids, of course. Yeah, I remember the good old Fox Kids used to be on Fox. Show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Beetleborgs, Goosebumps. And I kind of got introduced to comics that way through the animated series comics, and then otherwise there. And then when Marvel came out with their movies, like the first X-Men, I remember they gave out a free comic book issue at the first screening, and it was Ultimate X-Men #1 Wolverine. We had the claws, and it was like on the road. And then Spider-Man came out, and then I got into that. I like Marvel a lot, but their movies lately, ever since the third X-Men, Spider-Man, Third Blade was okay. Vampires are cheesy, but Blade was okay in it, and I didn't like it at the time, but it's actually the best out of the three, I think, of the Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3. Only because it somehow ended it, but I hated how they end a trilogy and leave it open. It's like, if you're gonna end it, end it. And then the comics, I just didn't like the way they were going and everything, but I'm more of a DC guy, actually. Spider-Man 3 kind of ruined Spider-Man for me, because it was my second favorite hero, right under Batman. They kind of turned me out to a jerk, so I kind of hope this new Spider-Man coming out is going to be pretty good. But then I start watching Smallville, and I start liking Superman more, and then Justice League was out. But yeah, I can officially say I'm more of a DC guy, but if you have to choose between the other two, I say forget the other two and go Batman. I like Dark Horse comics too, they're pretty good. But anyways, I'll go through my Marvel graphic novels first. First, I have this issue right here of Punisher War Journal, Going Out West. And you see here, Punisher's in the Captain America type outfit. This is supposed to take place after the death of Captain America, and there's like this neo-Nazi guy who's like killing all these immigrants and stuff. It pisses Punisher off because that's not what Captain America would stand for. And he's wearing a suit similar to it, but like a neo-Nazi suit. It's horrible. But it's a pretty good graphic novel. You can see it's drawn very, very realistically. Then cartoony, kind of big, brown way, almost like almost similar to the bill of Batman and the Dark Knight Returns. Stuff there. Oh, here's a better picture, yeah, see? That there. So, I give it a 4 out of 5, 3.5 to 4 out of 5. Short story, but I like it. There's this one wicked part though, there's like this redneck guy, this like neo-Nazi guy, and he's going after the Punisher, and you know, it's like one of those scenes where he's trying to get him through the window and freaking Punisher grabs him and then slams his head into a cactus. It's nuts. But it's a good story. And kind of almost like the times right now, really. All that Arizona stuff going on. And then one of my favorite X-Men stories, the Extinction Agenda. Now these I had when I was a kid, and I've been through many moves, and it's kind of damaged a bit. And my Marvel stuff's not in good care as much as my DC. That's because I had it for like a long time. It's like 10 to 12 years old, and reading it over and over and traveling. Really good. Much like the 90s cartoon animation. I think that's why I liked it. It's because that show was actually done by the comic book people. And yeah, it's the Extinction Agenda. It's Wolverine and Jean Grey there. And it has the old paper still, like the newspaper type of material, but it's very good. I give it a 5 out of 5. And it's weird because the first movie where Professor Xavier and Magneto are talking, He says you're not going to win this. He's like, you're going to get a number burned onto your forehead. And we're born on your forehead. Burnt on your forehead. Kind of odd, but yeah. Now this, I thought they should have did this before Spider-Man 3, and Avengers was good. I thought it could have been a little bit better. It's not that I didn't like it. I liked it. It's just that I wish I had the seriousness of the X-Men movies. But here's what they really should make. Besides Ultimate Alliance and Civil War, they need to make the Secret Wars into a movie. This would be one awesome movie if they made it. And it has the spectacular Spider-Man, the one that's in high school. And it's just good. It has like the old Captain America in it and stuff, and it's in the 80s. They go against the Beyonder. And it's also the one where he finds a symbiote Spider-Man here, and he gets his symbiote suit, which later on turns out to be Venom in this. So it's just really good. I mean, this is good. I give this a 5 out of 5 as well. And this is what they touched upon bit in X-Men First Class with Sebastian Shaw. That what really, in my personal opinion, they screwed up with the Dark Phoenix Saga and X-Men Last Stand. They should have made the Uncanny X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga into a movie from this. This is what X-Men 3 should have been. It's a Dark Phoenix right there and Phoenix in the back. This is one of my favorite X-Men stories here. I mean, you even have Sebastian Shaw and everything there. Kevin Bacon totally nailed that, and they even had the suit in that one part where Emma Frost, Charles reads her mind, and it shows what their idea is to turn Washington D.C. into, and he's even wearing his formal wear that is in the comics. It's just really, really awesome. I love it. I'm trying to find one part right now, one of my favorite Wolverine quotes. That's the one thing I didn't like in the movie. They had him as like a leader. And he's okay, but they made it like, okay, Wolverine's the whole big honcho of the X-Men. It's like the leader. And I'm like, no, he's more like a loner dude, really kind of like not really a part of the X-Men. He's Wolverine. You know? It's like Batman on the Justice League type of thing. That's what I liked about him, and ever since the movies, it kind of made him... Everybody was like, oh, Wolverine, what are we going to do? I don't know. So I had to kill off Charles Xavier. It just kind of messed it up for me, because I liked Wolverine the way he was. Like in the 90s cartoon, in the comics, that's the way Wolverine should be. Darn it, I'm trying to find it. It's a really good line. I want it in a movie. Yeah, right here. Right here. They'll have this as page 79. He thought they killed Wolverine, and he's like in a sewer, and he's like, okay, suckers, you're taking your best shot, now it's my turn. And it's like really PO'd. I love it. Hugh Jackman could totally nail that part. It's like that's what it should have been. Now on to DC real quick. I have a lot of these in graphic novels. In Mask of the Phantasm, I had the VHS to it, and it came with a free comic. And it's weird because I didn't get it when it first came out. I ordered it off of Hastings, like in 2001, 2001. I ordered it at Hastings, and it came in and it had the free comic. And it was weird because it was one of those reissue VHSs that had like everything the old one did, but they had like new movie previews. So instead of like Free Willy on the VHS, it had like the preview to Quest to Camelot or something. But it's pretty much based off like the movie. It's in like a little miniature graphic novel form. Really good. Has the old DC logo on it. It's one of my favorite Batman stories. I think it's my favorite Batman movie besides Dark Knight and Batman Begins. Then I found this at a half-price bookstore. A little bit damaged, worse for wear, but hey, it's still readable. Death of Superman, where he fought Doomsday. Is a great story, great story. It's like Lois and Clark's last kiss. He flies off, and then boom. Him and Doomsday go after each other, and then he is dead. Very good. I know, like the Death of Superman Doomsday movie, the cartoon one. but I felt it did not go far enough. I didn't like the Superman Doomsday battle. It's sad because in Superman Doomsday the movie, the freaking evil Superman clone and Superman fight was a better fight than the Doomsday one. Even though that was a great fight in itself, it didn't have any substance. It was like all style, no substance. And that's what this was almost like, but it had a build-up, and then it's just that the movie should have had the other two parts, which I'm about to show you. This one really hit it for me. I think if they had like the right Superman, they should have one movie without him and call it The World Without Superman. Now, like, I know Superman Returns kind of touched on that a bit, but this would really be a world without Superman. This one got to me. And he's like not in it, except with a cameo at the end of his spirit, I guess, and when Jonathan Kent was in the hospital. It's another thing that they switched in the movie. In the movie, they had Martha Kent, and she was by herself. In this one, they have Jonathan and Martha Kent alive, like they did in the Lois Clark New Adventures of Superman with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. And yeah, in the movie, they had Martha Kent, and she went to the funeral of Superman. And how she get in as like public or whatever, and Lois kind of figured it out where she didn't know Superman. How would she? Is this Clark Kent? They don't know he's a Superman. So in the comic, it was a bit more sad because the Kents couldn't go to his funeral. Oh yeah, and Lex, it's after like it's like Lex Luthor 2, after the kryptonite poisoning or whatever, or gets another body. He has like a freaking Lionel Luthor type of dude with a beard and long hair. I guess he got that from his dad and the Supergirls there. It's just really sad. And there's this deep part, and he's just like, it's just like Lex Luthor here talking to Superman's coffin. And he says like, "So I win. I knew I'd bury you one day, your sanctimonious self-righteous pain. I owned this town until you came along." And then he's like, "There wasn't a man on earth who could stop me from doing whatever I pleased." And he's like, "And if anyone dared interfere, they were given a one-way ticket to hell. That's the main reason why I killed her, you know. That Sasha witch. I throttled the life from her throat with my bare hands just to prove that I was king again. When they find her body tomorrow, all the evidence will point to a janitor at LexCorp, an ex-con no less. Of course he'll deny the murder, but no one will believe him. And you can't do one blessed thing about it. You're dead, you are nothing, and I'm back on top." And it's crazy because he kind of wishes he was the one to kill Superman, but he's glad because he's back on top. And it's just kind of crazy. It kind of shows a relationship, really, between Lex Luthor and Superman. Of course, it ends with nobody in the body. Which brings me to, and I barely got this one. I got those at half-price bookstore like 3 years ago. 3.5 years ago to be exact. That's when Dark Knight came out. This one I got like last summer, after Smallville ended. I was kind of like on a Superman fix, and it's like Smallville wasn't coming out on DVD. So, which, I like final seasons, but they should really come out on DVD faster with no other season coming out. But Return of Superman, big book. Has like the different Superman, has Superboy, Steel, but Steel's supposed to be like the one the Shaquille O'Neal movie made. He was supposed to be like that. I think it'd be cool if they made another one that was more like this, if they made a movie of this and have Shaquille O'Neal still play him. I think it'd be cool. Cyborg Superman, he's like all freaking Terminator, he talks to Mongol. It sounds weird, I know. I can't get it right. It's like one of those tongue twister things to me. Eradicator. It's like a real bad Superman. And then, of course, Superman, he returns. No pun intended. He returns, and he's in a black suit. Well, if this is him, is still like a giant gun because he doesn't have any powers. It's a solar suit. The one kind of like Smallville Season 9 was kind of based off on, kind of. Him and Lois kiss again.